happy, and I got an amazing deal. I've been looking for a while now for this sort of airbrush. I've come across an article a while back, and it was a gentleman that's been using really expensive equipment. He had an Iwata, I forget the name of the Iwata airbrush he had, but a very nice Iwata airbrush, custom CPH or something like that. Don't quote me on the terms because I'm completely wrong there. But anyway, the airbrush was along the lines of £140 plus, and then he had the Iwata Smart Jet. But he wanted a second setup for when travelling, but he didn't want to go out and spend that sort of cost again. So in the article he goes over getting another setup, and he went for this. He went for this tank, which is the AS186, and he went for just a generic airbrush from China, which this is the BD130. It's a gravity fed, and I'll go over that in a moment. And basically in the review, in the article, and this is a professional model and he's been modelling for 10 years so or more, so you'd think he knows his stuff, and he couldn't believe the quality of the compressor and the airbrush. Obviously it's not going to be as good as Iwata, the airbrush there, but the results that he got was very, very good, and the cost difference is amazing. It really is. So that's what attracted me to it, and I found someone on eBay selling it. Unfortunately, because this is a generic compressor, it's very hard to come by information wise. It's not got no name. I believe it can be tracked back to a company in China called Fengui or something like that. I've probably ballsed up the pronunciation there. But anyway, even on eBay in the listing, it wasn't listed as the AS186, it was just compressor with tank. So I was literally going through the listings. Now because I found that out and I phoned them up and it was listed, I managed to get a really good deal. What this was, it was £96.50 plus £8 shipping, and for that I got a tank that you're able to control the PSI. It's got a tank, so you're not going to get no pulsation whatsoever when you're airbrushing, which is quite a key factor. I've got two airbrushes. I've got the BD130, which is gravity fed, and then I've got this one, which is a siphon fed, which is the BD128 if you're looking for it. That comes with two pots. They give me two separate pots. Also got two airbrush hoses, and I've got a airbrush splitter that goes on there. And what happens with this is these two outlets here, and there's three, but the two that I've got for this at the moment allow you to have two airbrushes running exactly the same time. So you hook the two hoses up, have your two airbrushes, and say for example if you want one like your BD128 just to be set up with your base coat in, and you can have that one, and then you whatever, you get the gist of it. But I actually in a phone call to them there, I said that I would prefer to have two BD130s, which is the gravity fed airbrushes, which I'll get out of the box now, and they said yeah, that's not a problem. But they forgot to do that, and they contacted me today saying that they omitted to send the extra BD130 instead of the 128, the siphon fed one. So they're sending me another BD130 gratis. So I think I got the deal of the century there. So yeah, I'm gonna let you know who the eBayer was, because obviously they was really friendly. They've been really nice and helpful. You know, they've made a mistake, and I didn't even get in contact with. They got in contact with me saying they made a mistake, and they're going to rectify it by sending me an airbrush for free. And the price is good as well. They've got their own website. It's all the w's.absoluteairbrush.co.uk, but I bought it off their eBay store. But I'll put links below for that anyway if anyone's interested. So yeah, that's the airbrush. I also bought some other things, like I'm so new to this airbrush thing, guys, and hopefully some of my subscribers know a hell of a lot more than me, so if there's any tips or any information you want to send my way, you know, that'd be excellent. I bought this primer. I think this was about £9. It's 200ml. I can imagine this is going to prime a lot of things. It's called a polyurethane primer, and apparently from the information that I've gathered, it goes on super thin when it settles down on the miniature, and it's really good. It doesn't tend to rub off like most primers. I could be wrong. I mean, I've not used it yet, but it's supposed to be very, very good. So I've got that. And I also bought this because I tend to use my game colour paints. Now, I know people like Chung and Les and people like that do use this, but they tend to use their own Windex, which we don't have in this country, mix. But this is really easy to get hold of in this country, the 200ml size, and I think it's about £7. So it's not that bad really when you think about it. So. And I know it's going to thin the paints down absolutely perfectly, and I've not got to worry. And from what I'm aware, from what Marnius has said, again, I have to say with Marnius, I wouldn't have this airbrush now if it wasn't for him. I sent him information and whatnot, and he did the brave thing by taking a chance and ordering it. And I've seen his amazing work, so I wouldn't have even been selling some of my wares on eBay and plucked up the courage to actually get one if it wasn't for Marnius. So big thank you to Marnius for that. So yeah, before I was doing that thank you, where was I? Can't remember, so I'll go on to something else. So yeah, I'm going to be using the game colours and the model air, but apparently, yeah, that was it. Marnius was saying that some of the model air need thinning as well, so I think that's going to be a good investment. I've got some airbrush cleaner on the way, which hasn't come unfortunately, and obviously a bunch of paints and whatnot. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut back to me showing it in action and spraying some paint on a piece of paper there, because I haven't got the bottle to do it on a model just yet. So we'll be back in a minute. Okay guys, I'm just going to eyeball this. Now I think it's probably best to pre-mix the paint, then chuck it in the pot there, but as it is, I'm not going to do that, which I should do, and I will be doing it in future, but for this video I'm just going to chuck it in. I'm going to put the thinner in first. I know this is a model air and I probably don't need to thin it, but I just want to make sure at this moment in time, because I haven't got my airbrush cleaner yet, so I'm just using plain water. And as I say, I'm so new to this, you know what I mean, I'm probably doing things that I shouldn't be doing. So yeah, if anyone thinks I'm doing things that are a bit silly, let me know. The tank is on, but it's just filled up, and I think I set the PSI to about 22, 23 PSI, I'm not sure. So this is just airbrush thinner. Anyway, it's getting in there, so I'm just going to put some drops of that stuff in there. And this is just some model air colour, which is scarlet red, I believe. And I should stir that around, to be fair, but I'm just going to shake it in there. I've not got my things out. Right. Mix it up a bit, right, and let's get this wire out of the way. I should have set it the other way really. Anyway, ramble aside, so this is just air coming out now, if you can see. I'm just pressing it down, but as I slide it back slightly, you can see some of the paint coming out. But if I really push my finger back, I'll try and hold it to the side to show you. So that's just air, and as I pull it back, you should see the cone really come out. So let's see what we can do here. I'm going to try and I believe if you hold it close as you're doing it, you can get finer lines. So that's what I've been told. Right, let's see what we can do with it. Let's see. So if I put this down now, like I say, I might have thinned this down too much. The compressor's just kicked in because the tank started to empty and it started to fill it back up now, so sorry if it's gone a bit noisy for a second. Let's try and do a circle. And I'm going to drop the PSIs down now and see what happens if I do that. So you might not see this on camera, so I'm going to drop the PSIs down a bit. See what happens. I'm going to take the nozzle cap off, see if anything changes there. Right, now let's try chucking the PSI up, shall we? It's kicked off because it's full again, so let's just see how. Getting much more now. Just chuck some more in. I might edit some of this out, guys, so sorry if it's right, I've really put the PSI up higher now. It's nearly 30. Let's see how much control I can get over it. Let's try and colour this area in here. It's going to take a little getting used to, I think. But first impressions is it seems to work very nicely. Let's try and hit a big area there. All in all, so far, very impressed. I think it's just going to be a case for me of just getting used to distances and how far I need to pull the airbrush back and fiddling about with the PSI and seeing what's going to work best for the brush. But so far, all so good. Let's have a look there.